Have you ever wished that you could just like magically change your life or like turn your negative bank account and your credit card debt and instantly just have $100,000 or like $1,000,000 in your bank account? You know, it'd be cool. Or like take the empty sheets on the other side of your bed and then magically make your dream boyfriend or girlfriend just show up instantly next to you. Or like if you have some problem with your health or your job or your car, or you want a new house, or there's something going on in your relationships or your finances, it'd be cool if you could just have this little ancient alchemist next to you that uses alchemy to just literally turn lead into gold and change your financial reality, right? And ancient alchemy really was the science of that. Like they could basically snap their finger and turn lead into gold and make the material world change. And in this video, I'm going to break down the historic science of alchemy and update it into the modern world so you can immediately shift your reality. And I'm going to do it in 5 quick and easy steps. So my name is Jake with JakeDucey.com. Wishing you an awesome day. This will change your life. First big idea is that modern alchemy is about turning emotional lead into gold, right? In ancient alchemy, lead symbolized negativity and gold stand for purity and perfection. So in life, emotions like fear and frustration and anger, these are your emotional lead, and you can actually use them to shift your reality. So the first thing is I invite you to recognize your emotional lead. It's like whenever you feel stuck or upset or discouraged, these emotions are the raw materials for change. So if you think about like you get fearful every time you open up your bank account or you go to an ATM or whatever it is, that's now your emotional lead. Once you know that, then it's about transmuting those negative emotions. So alchemy is about transformation, moving beyond form. Basically, you have to stop reacting to what is undesirably happening in your life. So if you want more money, you have to stop focusing on the fear of your low bank balance. Or you want love, you have to stop focusing on sadness while you scroll social media and see your ex happy with somebody else. Because those negative emotions are like uninvited guests. And if you don't kick them out and you keep giving them a seat at the table and you don't tell them you can't sit with us, then it will continue to create the same reality.
We have to talk to you. Is butter a carb? Yes. Gina, you're wearing sweatpants. It's Monday. So? So that's against the rules, and you can't sit with us. Whatever. Those rules aren't real. They were real that day I wore a vest, because that vest was disgusting. You can't sit with us!
Now, in my experience, the best technique to do this is to imagine how you would feel if you already had what you wanted. Like if you knew you were going to win the lottery tomorrow, would you still worry about your bills? Or if you knew your soulmate was coming at 11 o'clock tomorrow, would you still feel lonely? Right? So when we focus on the lack of our desire, what we're doing is we're amplifying that or inviting more of it into our experience. The entire key isn't to wait until the physical world changes. Most people are like, I'll be happy when. I'll feel rich when I have $1 million in my bank account, but right now I have negative 866, Jake, so screw you, Jake. You know, this is stupid. I need something serious. Give me something serious. Right? Like, not gonna work. Because if you're waiting for the outside world to change to feel different, then you will actually stay in a cycle of unconsciously creating more of what you don't want. So alchemy is actually about predicting the future by shifting or matching the emotional level of it before it happens. Now, for me, this was like hard to do at first. It becomes a habit, just like anything else, and it gets easier. And that's why I started using a success hypnosis. I have a free success hypnosis that you can use. About 1 million people from all over the world have used it. It's jakeshypnosis.com, or you can click right here, or it's linked in the description, or it's pinned as the top comment in this video. It's free to use. Don't get it yet because the rest of this is super important. but it's a really easy way to start to train your nervous system, the cells of your body, your subconscious, and your habitual emotional state, to train it to be in your desire before it happens. And that's when your reality starts to change. Like I said, like a million people from all the world have used it, and every day I get these epic stories, whether it's like somebody in Africa or Asia or Los Angeles, all over the world, people are bringing more money into their life, new miracles start showing up. You just have to listen to it for a couple minutes every day. It's jakeshypnosis.com, or you can click the link in the description down below. And if you're with me here still, just let me know. Say, Jake, I'm with you, and let's move on. Now, number 2 is to balance and purify your inner elements. So alchemists believe that everything has 4 basic qualities: hot, cold, dry, moist. An alchemist had to balance these elements to transform metals into gold. And you have to do the same thing with your inner reality. So to do this, the first thing is to identify your own imbalances or incongruences. So if you're not getting the results that you want, there's an area, right? Maybe it's focusing too much on the frustration of the money not coming, or feeling angry that your ex left you. And that's really why you haven't been able to attract your soulmate, because you're still on the frequency of incongruence between your desire and what you want. Like for me, it was jealousy. Jealousy was blocking my success. I was jealous of like my friends that were having viral YouTube videos. And before I got my first book published, I was jealous of people that were getting their books published. So subconsciously, I was in harmony, or I was a vibrational match to not having a successful career. But I wanted it. That impurity was blocking me. And it wasn't until I started blessing what I wanted when I saw it in others, then things started to happen really quickly. So it's all about balancing the inner elements.
You must master the 4 elements.
Now, after we do that, it's about purifying our mind. So just like alchemists were purifying metals, we have to purify our thoughts. So I invite you to stop holding on to limiting beliefs, like I'm not good enough, like success is too hard, I'm too old, I'm too young. Instead, focus on different feelings, like I deserve abundance, opportunities come to me easily. And once you start watching your thoughts and emotions, it's amazing how much negativity used to actually slip through the cracks and we wouldn't even notice, right? It's like we're thinking these things all day long, we never even noticed, and now we're realizing it. It's like having like a firewall on your internet system and it's catching all these viruses, right? So when you notice it, now that you're becoming aware of it, you can just say negative thought, just to put your attention on it and then replace it. So the old thought comes up about how I'm jealous of somebody getting their books published. I'm like, negative thought. And then I replace it.
It's negative.
Now, one of the most powerful ways to permanently shift this pattern is, like I said, hypnosis, because you're rewiring your subconscious. You're speeding up the process of attracting what you want. So you can get mine for free. It's jakeshypnosis.com, or you can click right over there where it's pinned in the comments or in the description right there down below. You know, you don't have to discover every limiting beliefs that you have, and you may not even realize all of them because they are subconscious. They're below the level of consciousness, but you can replace them. You can install new software without discovering all of them, and you can do it just through simple repetition. So you can use my hypnosis for a few minutes every day to speed that up. Now that brings us to the third principle, as above, so below. And that's like your inner world creates your outer world. That's a famous alchemical saying. As above, so below. As within, so without. And it means that what happens inside of you is reflected as a result of your life. So if you want to change your life, you have to change your inner world first. Because nothing outside of you is holding you back. It's literally all your mind. There isn't an external obstacle. It's all an illusion.
Do not try and bend the spoon. That's impossible. Instead, only try to realize the truth.
What truth?
There is no spoon.
Now, in Buddhism, they call the world Maya. And what they mean by that is Maya is illusion. So the world is illusion. because your entire outer world is just reflecting back to you. So when you focus on what's missing, the lack shows up to prove your attention to you. Once we grasp that, the real way you amplify it is acting as if. And that's when you start behaving like you already have what you want. You already have the financial security. You act like someone who is already rich, and more importantly, you feel and act like you're rich.
Act like you're rich.
Now, instead of just like making that a theory, I did something that really changed my life. I was, 21, 22 years old. Ashley, who's now my wife, we had just moved in together, and we were renting a little apartment, and she was working over 40 hours a week, and she was in credit card debt because I wasn't making enough money to cover my side of like a super cheap rent. And I realized I was so bogged down in trying to make it and trying to like stay alive and keep it going that I was just pretty much encapsulated in the emotions of what is. And if you are dwelling in what is, you will create more of what is instead of what is wanted. So what we did to act as if is I was like, okay, what would I do if I was rich? Well, like I'd probably go on like a cool vacation. I wanted to go on a vacation. I never could because I didn't have any money, right? So that was something that we could do. Like, okay, it'd be cool to have an epic hotel suite on the ocean in Hawaii. Okay, I am not even close to having the money to do that right now. So then instead, what we decided to do was we drove to Ventura, California, and we rented a suite on the ocean. I only had a cheaper hotel. That's why we went there. I only had the money for one night, and we wanted to really dwell in that energy, and we didn't have the money to also go to a nice dinner too. So we brought electric burner plates, and which, by the way, I'm pretty sure is illegal and you're not supposed to do it in a hotel. Don't sue me, bro. And what we did is we cooked our food in there and we didn't leave. So we had like a bathtub, suite room, presidential suite, baby. And for one day, I just felt rich. I was hyped. I was stoked, and that gave me a taste of it, an actual emotional taste, which is different than just saying, I'm rich, or staring at my vision board, which I do both of those. That can be helpful. But a lot of times we need a kickstart that gets us out of what is. So you're no longer thinking of your desire as something you're thinking about. Now you're thinking from it. You're feeling from it. I was feeling from being in a penthouse and looking at the ocean, even though it was one day. That started to seep into the subconscious. So when you do that, pick something. It might be to, instead of go to the cheap coffee shop or make your coffee at home, one day a week, you go to the nicest 5-star hotel and they have a cafe and you drink your coffee in there. It might be that you go test drive your favorite car once a month, the car that is your dream car. Like, pick one thing that you would do. And within reason, don't go into massive credit card debt to do it. And a lot of the things can be free. Start doing these things to get you in the energy of it. And when you couple that with reprogramming your subconscious, especially at night, that's the most important time to listen to my success hypnosis, because that's the time that you can create alchemy. Because the conscious mind shuts off and you have direct access to your subconscious mind. And they've done a lot of studies on this because your brain waves move into a state that is akin to hypnosis. You're moving into theta type of wave states. Your conscious mind shuts off. So now you don't have the ability to reject these new programmings that you're inserting into your subconscious. So if you listen to it while you're falling asleep, you're going to speed up the results. It doesn't take a lot of time. So this is one of the easiest ways to start to quickly change your reality. So make sure you get it. It's free. It's jakeshypnosis.com. It's pinned to the comments and in the description. It's right there down below. And if you're with me here on this video, keep watching, because we're going to bring this full circle on how you see the changes happen quickly in your life. And if you're still with me, you can give me a comment down below that says, I'm with you, Jake. And if you enjoy it, you can hit the like button on this video. All right, so the fourth principle is the Philosopher's Stone. And that's really how you transform reality. So in alchemy, the Philosopher's Stone is like a symbol of power, the ability to turn base metals into gold, It's supposed to be the fountain of youth and eternity. And right now, it represents the ability to change your reality. So to access the Philosopher's Stone, it's a state of awareness, and it's about understanding that you are 100% responsible for your life. So I realized that I was broke, not because of the economy, not because I was too young, not because of this. It was my fault. You realize you've accidentally created the undesirable results by focusing more on what's missing, or you haven't reprogrammed some old patterns that are still surfacing. So the Philosopher's Stone is like exalted consciousness. It's a state where when you own your undesirable manifestations as you created them accidentally or unconsciously, then you take control of your reality to change it. Now, next is to get clear about what you want. And I know for myself, I spent a lot of my life being intentionally vague because it was a way to protect myself from failing. And that's what we do. We make these super vague goals, and we're basing it off what we think we can get. So what I invite you to do is to ask yourself, what do you really want? Not what do you think you can get? What do you really want?
You don't have the guts to be what you want to be.
What I really wanted, I dropped out of college. I was a freshman in college, I dropped out. And my dream was I wanted to be an author. I wanted to make money writing books. And then eventually that morphed into an aspect of being a YouTuber, right? It was like 2012 at the time, so being a YouTuber wasn't a thing yet. But this is what I wanted, not what I thought I could get. I didn't even know if I could get it. But that's where you start. And I invite you to write that down on a piece of paper. What do you really want? What is your real vision, right? Because an alchemist back in the day, pretend you're in ancient Egypt, which is where alchemy began. Pretend that you are in the royal cabinet and the king is sitting there with the alchemist, his head alchemist. And the king wants the lead to turn into gold. The alchemist's goal isn't, well, maybe I'll turn this lead into something. Like he's being vague intentionally in case it doesn't work. No, it's a clear intention. The only reason I found that I was afraid to make clear intentions, or I didn't make my goals clearly stated, I didn't think I could get them. So it was a self-protective mechanism. But by default, that is me not in congruence or not a vibrational match to what I really want. Therefore, I'm going to create more evidence of my deeper fears. That's why it's so important.
I already know what it feels like.
Now, last step is the final purification, and that's about letting go. So purification in alchemy was key, right? To turn lead into gold, the alchemists were essentially removing the impurities. And in our world, we have to remove the impurities of our old thoughts and our emotions and our old habits, right? So first, I invite you to just let go. Just let go. Your job isn't to figure out exactly how it's all going to work. I like to just repeat. I am letting go as I'm breathing in and out. I am letting go as I'm breathing in and out. Or as my little daughter's favorite movie says. Now, not to be too silly, right? But in all seriousness, it's very simple, right? Identify and let go of our limiting beliefs, and then let go of needing to figure it all out, right? And your job is just to set the intention and be a vibrational match to your desires. Your job isn't how it's going to work. That's the universe's job. Give the universe its job. Don't micromanage the universe. And when we do that, we can become the alchemists of our own life. And then it's like Neo in the Matrix, and he's stopping the bullets, and you can take control of your reality and master your reality. That's basically what Neo was. He was like a modern day alchemist. That's how he could make the bullet stop.
Okay, you have some skill.
Now, to simplify the entire video in the easiest steps you can possibly do, where you can see measurable changes in your bank account, your career, your love life right away. Just remember one word: match, 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 match. So, am I a match? And the way you can tell if you're a match or not is to tune into your body, right? Because if you feel tension and really afraid, you are not a match to your goal, right? Because you're in fear of it. So when you are a match, your thoughts are as if you're a person that already has it. Your emotions are in a place of excitement and joy and gratitude, as if you already have it. For me, right, I talked about I had to release my jealousy. Match, match, match. That's the key. So if you haven't yet, make sure you get my free Success Hypnosis MP3. You can click right here to get that, or you can go to jakeshypnosis.com. It's pinned to the comments and in the description right there down below. This will make your subconscious match. Stanford University did a study. They found that we have approximately 60 to 65,000 thoughts every single day. And when you have that many, that's controlling your emotions, and that's deciding whether you're a match or not, and it's all subconsciously. But you can reprogram it. You can use repetition to update your subconscious so that it becomes a magnet to change your reality. So check it out for free, jakeshypnosis.com. If you enjoyed this video, give me a comment down below that says, I create my reality, I create my reality, or let me know if you enjoy the video. Let me know where in the world you're coming from. I'm in the Southwest of the United States. Let me know what city, state, country, or planet you're coming from. Thanks for watching today's video. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, bell notification. Click right here to watch another one.